The cat's out of the bag. Super smart cities are here. And it's no longer a conspiracy. About 7 years ago, I had a premonition in a deep state of meditation where I foresaw a time that would come where humanity and society would be so conditioned to accept the technological takeover that is unfolding before our eyes. Enough to the point where many people would be so willing to give up their freedoms and give up their soul to basically become part of the machine. And part of the vision I had was city streets and a society of people that no longer communicate and interact with each other. And it was very dark and gray streets and city buildings, and everybody was just wearing all mundane colors. There was no color. There was no life. It was quite an artificial reality. And it scared me quite a bit. And along with that experience, I actually even felt and heard Mother Nature's screams and her scars and her pain and her crying out for us to return back to her. This shook me, unlike you would not believe. It actually is the reason I became so dedicated to be of service to the earth and her children and to be a part of creating a better world. And it was very alarming, to say the least, to witness these events or these realities come to fruition, where technology has become so dominant in everybody's life, where we are now so dependent on technology. And part of the vision I had was where a society of people became so dependent on technology, they wouldn't know how to survive without it. And losing touch with the original technology within our soul and our connection to nature. I found myself passionately driven to spread awareness to the current technological takeover that is taking place. And right now, there is a schism that's happening on the planet. A large portion of humanity is choosing technological transcendence and the emergence with machine, becoming cyborg, and another portion of humanity that's choosing spiritual ascension and returning back to source and in collective communities and evolving organically. There's two timelines: inorganic evolution and organic evolution. And part of these power structures, the elites, whatever you want to call them, there's many names, Bilderbergers and just all the royal families, there is a current agenda that's already in place that is, I would say, the greatest attack on personal liberty that currently exists. And those are Agenda 2030, Sustainable Development, and the Wildlands Project. Basically, convincing humanity and society that we need to make a change. There's a problem. And granted, they created the problem. And that there is a dire urge to save the earth. Of course, we gotta save the earth. She's our mother. We gotta do what we can to protect her. But that needs to be through a means of collective communities bringing back the balance and harmony, and through a means of each other working together, not an external force like a government imposing laws and a agenda that attacks our personal liberties. And sustainable development sounds all great and dandy, that it's gonna help save the earth, and we need to be more eco-friendly and use electric cars, be more dependent on the system, and start utilizing or adapting to a digital ID and a social credit score so that we're more sustainable and efficient. Which, there's a lot of strings attached with this whole agenda that actually imposes on our freedoms. And part of the vision I had was where people were so stuck and dependent on the system. For example, in a super smart city, they have everything they could ever need. I'm pretty sure the World Economic Forum, which is, very big proponent in this, said that you will never even want to leave your home. You'll have everything you need in your little box stacked on top of 1,000,000 boxes where other people are all living inside their little quarters, where they are, have access to everything they can need: entertainment, food, health, whatever the smart city actually fully entails, which I would love to make a video on and dive deeper into that. But either way, the main point I'm getting to is that if everybody involved in those super smart cities become so dependent on the system, if it collapsed, if there was even just a big enough solar flare that shot out basically an EMP bomb, frying all the electronics overnight, sending us back into the 1800s, pretty sure it's estimated about 300 million Americans would die within the first year. That's colossal. And that is just not acceptable in my eyes, for people to become so dependent on a governing authority or an external force that is supposed to save and protect them. We should be saving and protecting ourselves, working together as community. And that's the ultimate defense against these agendas, to box us into cities where we are so dependent on them, on the system. And that solution is returning back into intentional communities. Best piece of advice I can give to anybody is find your tribe and break away from the system. The ultimate revolution is walking away from the system, becoming self-sustainable on your own. We don't need their sustainable agenda to help save the earth. We need each other. We need innovative, critical thinking minds working together to help create a more harmonious, balanced, and free world. So it is in our greatest duty, if you value freedom, to educate yourself on these topics and find others who you can talk to about these things, and think of solutions of how we can actually create a more harmonious world that's independent from the system and from governing authorities. We have that power, and that is what they don't want us to realize, is the power that we do have. That their greatest fear is a populace waking up to the truth of their power and what they are capable of, which is infinite. So I come to you with this message with hopes that it reaches the right people, and that there is a call to action within your own communities, amongst your people, and spreading awareness to these agendas. I mean, look what happened in LA just now. It's no coincidence in my eyes that all these fires just took place, decimating the city, and this whole LA Smart City 2028 is right around the corner, completely redoing the infrastructure and the way the city operates and will function and exist. So it's happening. And like I said, this was over about 7+ years ago that I had these premonitions and these visions, and witnessing them unfold, I just could not, I got tired of just speaking to my fellow people about these things, and I am here to share this message with the world, because it is vital that to our freedom, that we make a change on our own accord, and that we take action in our daily lives to become more sustainable, more free, and more independent and interdependent, and taking back our freedom. So yeah, I would love to dive more into this, and I absolutely will through the next coming weeks and months and so forth, because this is a major topic that I have digested and dissected for a long time, and I understand the way that these power structures operate. One example is that they love to create chaos so that they can restore order. It's almost, I'm pretty sure that's tied in with the Hegelian dialectic, illusion of choice, making us believe that we have a choice. They create a problem, but they offer the solution. When that, and that solution that they offer is many times more acceptable by the public when there is a crisis taking place. So if they create scarcity or fear, fear is one of the lowest vibrations that exist. And if they pump fear into the people, making them believe that there's all these problems and things to be fearful of, they're more vulnerable. They're more susceptible to influence. So that's it's really powerful to be aware of that, so that you are able to be ungovernable by their influence. Usually whenever the government tells you to do something, whoa, got a little wind, do the opposite. That's a good rule of thumb I have found when being confronted with the governments and power structures and authoritarian influence. So, yeah, I think I would love to dive deeper into this, but I just want to at least get this message out for now. I hope it reaches you, and don't believe what I say. Do your own research. That's the difference between a critical thinker and one who follows the herd. So remember, knowledge is not power. Application of knowledge leads to power. Regain your freedom. Connect and collaborate with other like minds. Find your tribe. Dial it in with your health. Become the highest, greatest version you can possibly imagine. That is the gift you have to offer the world. You want to change the world? Change yourself. Master yourself. Become the greatest, highest vibrating version and expression of yourself that you can possibly be, and you will ripple out throughout the world. And that will take care of the rest. So there's my 2 cents, maybe 6 cents, more than I anticipated on sharing, but I'm learning how to just be authentic and organic and express myself freely and not just box myself in. I gotta speak on these specific topics. I can't get too sidetracked. Well, you know what? I'm a multidimensional being, and you can't put me in a box. So even though my ego likes to try sometimes. So yeah, there's going to be so much that I am going to be sharing in so many spectrums of information and knowledge and health, diet, medicine, indigenous medicine, natural medicine, little tricks and tools to help become your greatest version, meditation. I have a lot to share and offer, and I'm really excited to begin this journey. It is just beginning. So much love to you, and until next time, peace.